European Union leaders are meeting today to discuss a plan to help Ukraine. It would use the profits from frozen Russian assets to buy arms for Ukraine's fight. Let's bring in Anna Cunningham, who's following developments from London. Tell us more. This has been an idea that's been brooded about for some time, Anna. This is the profits, as I understand it, not the actual assets themselves. That's a little bit more controversial. But what's behind the talks today and what's going on with this EU meeting?
Morning, Heather. I think there's going to be quite a lot of number crunching going on in Brussels this morning. 27 EU nation leaders meeting there, certainly putting Ukraine at the top of their agenda. This plan could provide Ukraine with about 3 billion euros. That's equivalent to 4.4 billion Canadian dollars a year. And it is, as you said, looking at using those frozen Russian assets. There is a possibility that if this goes ahead, the first payment to Ukraine could be made in July. It actually comes from the billions, and there is billions, of Russian central bank assets that were held overseas. Of course, we know they were frozen by Western nations since Russia's invasion of Ukraine more than 2 years ago. And the bulk of those is equivalent to, now this is a huge figure, 292.5 billion Canadian dollars being held in the EU. The payments to Russia, they've been blocked by those sanctions. Moscow's not been able to access any of them, sell any assets, or earn any interest. And the majority is being held in Belgium by a financial services company called Euroclear. And if this plan goes ahead, 97% of those profits generated would go to Ukraine. Heather, it's of interest to EU member nations because they've been supplying Ukraine and their own defence stocks have been running short and costing them. So they're looking at this alternative. Just very briefly, I want to tell you that we have just had some reaction in from Russia. The Kremlin spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, has said that Russia will take retaliatory measures in accordance with its own interests and use every legal mechanism at its disposal if the EU uses profits from frozen Russian assets to buy arms for Ukraine. Charles Michel, who's the president of the European Council, has said that this is a pivotal moment for the EU member countries and that they need to put their economies on a war footing and enhance their own defence readiness.
Evidenced by what has happened just this morning, Anna, with Kyiv coming under renewed attack. What information do we have about that?
Yeah, we have seen early this morning a wave of Russian missile attacks targeting the capital, Kyiv. It's actually the first time this has happened in 44 days, such a heavy attack on the capital, Kyiv. Air raid sirens reportedly lasting for 3 hours this morning. The city's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, has said that some rocket fragments fell on a kindergarten in one part of the city. We've seen apartment blocks on fire, and there have been reports of a number of injuries, including one child. Heather.
Cunningham, thank you so very much from London this morning.